How's it going, YouTube? Boy, do I have a treat for you all today. As you saw in the thumbnail, I got my hands on a piece of iconic, legendary car audio equipment, a Cerwin Vega Stroker subwoofer, and you do not want to miss what's in store. Stay tuned. But first, here's a little preview of the legend. I've been waiting a long time to get my hands on one of these. People are selling these in crappy condition for like 6, 7. I've seen them for 800 bucks on eBay. I picked this one up for 100 bucks. Yes, it does have a blown voice coil, but you know what? That's the purpose of this video. I'm gonna do a proper recone. I already ordered the parts and I'm gonna wait for those to come in. But while I wait, I'm gonna do a part 1 of the video here and deconstruct that speaker, rip the cone out, sand it and get it prepped for when my recone comes in. I'll go ahead and shoot a part 2. But I tell you what, I'm gonna get that speaker there back to its glory days. For those of you that don't know, that speaker was in the build that made the world record and hit 160 dB for the first time ever in the car audio world. I know now it doesn't seem like a big deal. Gosh, people hit 160s all the time, but you know, back in the 90s, that was a legendary moment when those Cerwin Vega Strokers back there broke the 160 dB barrier. So I'm gonna dedicate this video to go ahead and bring it back to its glory days from once where it came. Stay tuned. All right, YouTube, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. So obviously this is not gonna be a typical recone. We got that extended pole here, which helps support the suspension as it moves up and down. That's the patent that makes these absolutely awesome. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna remove a little Allen head screw here, and I already did that, as you can see down here. And what I would do if I were you is I would use some PB Blaster. Gosh, it's not gonna focus in. But use a little bit of PB Blaster because it was really tough getting out. I mean, this speaker, you got to think, is 20, 25 years old. And who knows if that's ever been taken out. And it was tough coming out. So I just put some PB Blaster, sprayed it on there, let it sit for a good 10 minutes, and it came right out. So that's step 1. All right, so there's a lot of ways you can go about this. It's really sad to have to do this part here, because as you can see, I got a little knife here, and I'm about to cut out the cone. And I gotta tell you, it's a little sad, but it's not doing anything now because as you can hear, listen to this. Hear that? No, not the pug. Hey, Muggsy, shut that snout. I'm talking about the voice coil here. There we go. Hear that? All right, let's go ahead and get the cone cut out here. Okay, that's a little crispy. That is very crispy. Brittle. Okay, so I have cut all the way around the entire surround. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut out right here around the spider and pull out the cone and the voice coil. Oh God. Oh God, no. Oh God. Oh, this is sad. Oh God. Oh my God. Oh, yeah. All right, so a couple more things that I gotta do after destroying that spider is I'm gonna go ahead and cut out that spider down there and then go ahead and snip those tinsel leads, and then everything should just pop right out. And for those tinsel leads, I'm gonna just reach in there with some wire cutters, cut them off and do the same thing for the other side. All right, so now that all this is loose, this center thing, once you take the little Allen head screw out, just pops right off. And now you can see that extended center pole, and this thing should just come right off. Let me go ahead and reach under here and, ooh. Oh, there's one little piece that I didn't cut. There it is. There we go. Boom. All right, so now that I got everything out, the coil actually hasn't gotten unwound. There is some serious scraping and rubbing going on, as you can see on the inside there. That should not be like that at all. And then looking in here, there is a lot of debris, and that's not from me deconing it. Looks like somebody brought it through a metal shaving factory. I don't believe the magnet is damaged. Looking in there, I think after a good cleaning and just making sure I get all the debris out and just really take my time with it, I think it's going to be absolutely spot on to just get the new cone, new coil in there, and it'll just slide right in. Because let me go ahead and just put this back in here really quick. Okay, there's a lot of debris in there. So that's going to have to get fixed. It's going to have to get cleaned out. I don't know how much I'm going to disassemble this. I might have to completely disassemble the basket from the magnet, from the motor structure, and really get deep in there, which I probably am going to end up doing. But just wanted to show the condition of it. And next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and clean all this up. I'm going to go ahead and start by just taking off these little screw here to remove the tensile leads. Alrighty, and a standard Phillips head screwdriver will get the job done. All right, so really quick, when you disassemble the tensile leads, this is the order of how they go in or come out and then go back together. So you got the screw, then you got the actual tensile lead, then you got a lock washer, and then you got a gasket that goes in between the basket or the cone side of the basket, and then you got the actual basket, and then you got another gasket that goes on the terminal side of the basket, and then you got the actual push terminal. So that's how it reassembles, so be careful not to lose any of those pieces. All right, so I got all those tensile lead snippets taken care of. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna carefully clean out this area, and I'm gonna tape this gap here so that none of the debris that I'm about to create by cleaning all this off accidentally falls in there, because I already got to clean the heck out of that. I don't want to have to do more than I need to. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this down and then place some tape around the opening there. All right, so I have decided to better clean this thing and really refurbish it back to its glory days. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the motor structure from the basket. So there's 3 Allen head bolts there on this side. And if you turn it to the other side, you can see here, there's bolts that are holding it in from here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this out, and that way I can really focus on getting the basket nice and clean and really getting into the magnet and cleaning out all that gunk. There we go. All right, so here it is, completely disassembled. Got the basket here, which now I can clean very well. Make sure to get every little bit of debris off without worrying of it getting inside the where the coil goes. And I can actually find some specced out paint and get a fresh coat of paint on here so it looks brand new after I get it cleaned up. And here is the motor structure. I got her out just fine. There's the big boy right there. It is pretty heavy, oh my gosh. And it did stick to the basket a little bit. Looks like there is some factory glue there. So how I took care of that is I just came in from the top with this hammer with the wooden part. I sat it down right about there, and I took my rubber mallet, a couple hits, and it popped off. So that wasn't too big of a deal. So here's everything that I'm gonna be refurbishing here to get it looking like a brand new sub. Like I said, I'm just waiting for my recone kit to come in, but I'm gonna get this completely cleaned up. It comes with a new gasket, so I'm gonna rip obviously all this junk off and just get it looking brand new. And the motor I'm gonna clean up, get all that sanded off, get it cleaned up, get all the debris out of there where the coil goes, get that looking brand new. I'm gonna see what I can do for the sticker back there, because you know those are probably gonna be kind of hard to find, but it's not in too bad a condition given its age, to get a new magnet boot to put on the magnet. And that's it. Once I get that all cleaned up, just wait for the recone and throw her on. So this video is gonna be a wrap for now. Again, this is part 1. Please stay tuned for part 2, which is going to go over the steps of how I actually am going to clean this up, my methods, and then obviously the most important part, the recone. So I just wanted to get a video out there. I know it's been a while since I posted one, a week, but just wanted to get this out here. And if you want to make sure you don't miss part 2, make sure to subscribe down below there in the corner, turn on those notifications. And I expect to have part 2 done within a week. So stay tuned for that, and we'll do a demo of it once it's put together, reconed, and hear how she plays. I'm gonna see if I can find a 15-inch enclosure to play her in, because this is a 15-inch sub dual 4-ohm voice coil, so that we can actually hear the stroker play how it's meant to play. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and stay tuned for part 2. It's gonna be awesome. You don't wanna miss it. Yeah, let's get loud.